Good day and welcome once again here in LATOKEN Venture Capital TV. We have a great show for you today with even some rewards that we will mention at the end of the show. So please stand by. Like every session, we bring you the innovation, technology, and solutions you want to hear about. And you get to hear it directly from the founders, from the CEOs of the project. And the best thing is that you are able to make questions or place any comments in the chat box. It's a great and unique way of learning about more about the project that you're interested in. But before we move on to the interview, as a reminder, you can see our previous shows and content by visiting latoken.com/VCTV/shows. Also, follow us on our socials like Facebook and Twitter. If you're watching us on YouTube, just hit the subscribe button to always get informed of great content, opportunities, and even giveaways like we will have today. So again, please stand by. One last thing. Remember, please, that anything mentioned here is not any type of financial advice. Do your research before making any decisions. It's your choices and your responsibility. And with that said, I would like to welcome our guest for today, SBet. And with us, it's Bruno Schmidt, founder of SBet. Bruno, very welcome. How are you? Bruno, I think you're muted.
Yes, sorry. I'm fine. How are you today?
Okay, fantastic.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Bruno, founder or Bet Token. That sounds really interesting. I would like, well, first to start with, we will talk about Bruno today. Okay. So, in that sense, I would like if you can tell us a little bit about yourself and the team behind the project.
Yes. Project started in an idea that we had.
Okay, I think we are having some kind of issues with the connectivity. Bruno,
Yep.
if you're hearing us, I think there's some issues with connectivity. Can you please start again?
So, 17, 18, cybersecurity and innovation. So the project came to an idea thinking it's unfair for the betting community and sports community to have to deal with laws, different countries, different governments. And that's how we came to the project. So myself, I started then having a research on a very different topic, and came to me like as a necessity of fulfilling this task, literally. So I have a good experience in coding. I code solidity for 5 years, and the team came along to join me thanks to the, how can I say, to the scalability of the project, to the possibility. So I have people behind me, like not officially in the team right now, and that's important to mention, because you only see me on the website and you ask, okay, why is only Bruno there? It's because officially in the team, it's me. Everything behind is through community, through okay. So this was to give you guys a better picture I think in the next 3 to 5 months. So you guys have a way better picture.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Now, about here we are seeing the website of SBet, and as I mentioned before, you can see it in the banner. It's sbettoken.io. or please do visit the website if you would like to know more about this project. And if you do, you can see here that SBet project allows participants can bet on existing events, create their own events, or join as bidders. And you can see here the sports that are in the scoop, which range from American football to jiu-jitsu to motorcycle racing, surf, Thai boxing to water polo. That's basically all the major sports. And Bruno, it says here that you can create your own events. Is that possible?
Yeah, the idea is exactly that, to make fair for big and small business, in a sense that even for organizations, let's say you are the organizer of, let's say, a trip, and you want to have a clean, fair process in betting part of the sports. Like, always every sport has a betting community. If you go through sports houses, um, every country, every region, every sport house, they have their own law, their own rules.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, unfortunately, tied to criminals, which you are not really willing to work with. So the idea is to create a smart contract that allows you to say, that's the type of sport I'm wanting to add, and that's the type of bet. You can do either peer-to-peer bet, which is my main goal, is a peer-to-peer bet. Like, bet will not have much to do with betting itself, other than creating the algorithm, the smart contract, allowing people to bet against each other. But you also have, as a sport bookmaker, or as a casino, whoever you are, to create better against the house, you know, and you
Mm-hmm.
pay a very small fee. We are not aiming to rip off anyone, like,
Yeah.
in cents. Every bet we will get really cents, 10 to 15 cents, depending on the amount, maybe even 30 cents. And that's it from our side. Our goal really to put in way that should be able to be done without restrictions, without criminal interference.
Okay. Thank you.
That's the goal.
Now, what at the very beginning, what is the problem that you foresaw and motivated you and your co-founders to start the project?
Yeah. I think the main problem is the legal problem. You
Mm-hmm.
have to think like that. Some completely embrace the betting community, the betting activity. Some other countries, they completely ban it.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, Switzerland itself, if you are a casino or if you are a lottery house, you are allowed to do betting activities. Everyone else, you need to have either a very strong permission from the government, or you're not allowed at all. So they geo-block websites. So there is a monopoly, for example. And this is the part when I say, okay, doesn't mean the big guys are doing right, doesn't mean the small guys are doing wrong. So let's put a neutral way, a little possibility. That was the problem. We, for me, especially, to go to FINMA, explain them, like, we are not a casino, we are not a betting house, we're not a sports book house, bookmakers. We just develop an algorithm that allows whoever wants to use those activities to do it in a transparent way, in a fair way. So there is no human interaction about being delaying payments, or restricting or not paying if in case of bankruptcy. There is no such thing. For for me to try to explain this to governments and law houses is, I think, is the biggest challenge. You are on mute.
Now it was my turn, huh? I agree with you. You can see in different countries there's different regulations, and not only that, you're not able to transfer funds to in some banks.
Exactly.
because in that country it's forbidding gambling or betting. So there's a
Exactly.
and, and it's always changing. And of course, the more international you are, the more complex this can be. So I think then you basically have managed to solve that issue via what we have the token, SBet token, which we're going to just talk about the token in a little bit. But before that, I wanted to ask you a little bit like, how would it work? Where will we be able to see the actual sports taking place? The different, let's say in football, the different matches. Will that be in a separate area?
Well, yeah, that's now the big, I think the big announcement I wanted to make. We are moving also to shifting also the focus to the sports streaming, meaning the streaming will not be the normal streaming but whether be streaming on the metaverse. I know metaverse is the hottest word now, is the hottest topic now. Let me get there. We are achieving partnership with a motion capture company, which they are specialized in sports motion capturing real time. What does it mean? Imagine Real Madrid versus Juventus live. We have
Hmm.
our cameras around the field, the soccer field. So we can transfer all the players to a virtual space, literally, and user can choose if they get the streaming in a completely standard vanilla soccer field like football player plays, or they can just randomize the virtual space. So it changes completely the experience of a sports streaming. It's like you playing video game and you can select the stage where you're playing it, and the players are the same.
But is it just understand? Is it the actual match, for example, streaming live, but in the metaverse?
Yes, got it, gotcha, exactly. So
Okay.
not only matches, we've been testing the distance now is like the distance of the cameras. By the way, this is where also want to second the challenge because this is a lot of the hardware is quite expensive to be used. Um, but is very reliable. So meaning the movements are not being lagged. Thanks to 5G, we are being able to see a seamless result, meaning a boxing match. So the punches are not being delayed. Thai boxing matches. So one of the challenges, we have to have this hardware on site, of course. If you have your fights, you are a organization that you want to stream box, you have to have those hardware on site. Otherwise, you cannot do anything. Um, then we will need partnership with all those organizations. Of course, everyone wins at the end, and so we can stream to the community. Then the more interesting it gets. So you can create NFTs by doing a screenshots of the virtual space, meaning it's like making a screenshot of a video game scene and customizing it. So there will be a lot of interactive features to this real live streaming.
Okay. Now that sounds itself quite ambitious,
It
and for
is.
the
It is.
and for the looks of it, it's being under development. Do you have? Okay, we will touch a little bit about the
Yes.
roadmap and another question, but uh, how now will everything be moved to the metaverse? All the matches?
Um, no, not in a sense. We want to be able to have the possibility that we can do like really, literally any human interactive sport. I'm saying this because there is a difference between a football match and a car race. You cannot take the
Hmm.
whole place to the metaverse yet. I don't know a way for this. What we could do, we could put the users, the guys like the spectators inside the car. That we can do, and you'll be like sitting inside the car while the driver is driving. You have the same experience that we can do in the future. Um, we will have the virtual ones, like making the real to virtual, and just streaming the 360 footage real time to 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 a streaming place. Ideally, also in the metaverse. Also,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
the
I
idea.
understand.
We're not be
Okay.
having a camera guys. We don't have that.
Okay. I understand. Okay. Well, yeah, it does sound that the metaverse is going to be playing a very crucial role in the future of the company. Now, that's not metaverse, but obviously equally important are the tokens. Now, how do
Yeah.
the tokens get involved in the whole project and the ecosystem?
Yes. The tokens will be for gamifications rewards mainly. Let's say you can also buy assets with our tokens, probably way easier than others. Although we are still on the Ethereum, not in the 2.0 phase, like closed, we will profit a lot. We also aiming to stake. The more you guys
Okay.
stake, the better. We are also aiming to like you'll be able to, for example, to have less fees with the tokens because the token will be natively friendlier than other tokens. For example, in the betting context, for example, you probably be having way more profit staking and betting with our tokens than doing to others. Although the goal is to be very adaptive to other tokens, to other chains. Our token should be, for example, we're planning to do a ping pong games inside the metaverse. So you log in, I log in, we can play ping pong in the metaverse, And I can say, okay, let's play the game, and this game will be like having a like real bet, and you say, okay, I want to play some bet. So we play, you win, you get some tokens from the system, 5 bets, 10 bets, depending on the option. So it will be also a lot of gamifications. If you bring more users to the community inside the metaverse, by recommendation, you get tokens. If you are able to complete some tasks inside virtual space, you get tokens and so on. So you get a lot of tokens, up to 10,000 tokens as price in once, which is a lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, that is the functionality of the token. What is it going to be used for? But also, you do have certain benefits for the investors, right? Meaning, what can
Yes.
investors expect when investing in your token? You mentioned, for example, staking is one.
Uh-huh. We're trying to partnershiping with then future sport organizations, and they will be using also the tokens as vouchers, and like you can buy assets from the tokens. Like, let's say, doesn't mean we are partnering with them. Let's say Real Madrid, if we
Yeah.
get partnership with them, so you'll be able to buy assets online. We will have an online shop inside the metaverse, so you can buy with our tokens. Like, instead of US dollar, you can buy with our tokens. You can buy football tickets with our tokens. You can buy Formula One tickets with our tokens. You can buy helmets. You can buy tickets, so and so on.
So, will you also have like an online shop for all of this?
Yes, this is actually not that difficult. The difficult part is putting all together. Like, if it would be only an online shop, it would be not as ambitious. But yes, it's in answering your questions, like the short term, yes.
Oh, okay. Great. And one thing, talking about the value of the token for investors, very important that SBet will be launching with LATOKEN. And it's expected that SBet will be listed by next week, beginning of next week. So that is a great news for the potential investors. And please keep an eye open in our LATOKEN Telegram channel about announcements. It will be announced there. But as a guide, the beginning of next week. Okay. So as you know, at the beginning, whenever there's a listing at the beginning, you have more chances to get the tokens at a preferential you could say price, because later on it will just be increasing, right? So the earlier you join the project, the better. But before that, obviously, please do get familiar with the project. Please visit bettoken.org. You're gonna find there, as you can see in my screen, you can see there about the futures, the project, the steps, the tokens, the roadmap. You will have all that information there. Please have a look at it, get familiar with the project. And if it is of your appetite, next week, beginning of next week, will be the listing with LATOKEN. So that's super important to keep an eye on. If you do not have an account in LATOKEN, please visit latoken.com, open account. You only need one piece of ID to upload, and they will be ready to trade. So Bruno, that is great news that you're going to be listed on a token. Then all the people that are listening to us and are interested, they will be able to join it. Now, to move on, can you please explain what makes your project different than others that might be also involved in sport betting? And with this, then investors can a little
Yeah.
bit know more about your project, what's your differentiator, and move forward and invest in it.
All right. Mainly the streaming experience we will be then delivering. First, that's the first one. Second one is we are not aiming only for the bidders and people betting like constantly to bet only from the metaverse. We try to make a mobile app, a web app, even a TV app, and then from the metaverse itself. So everything connects. This bet is more a protocol per se. It's not an application. We would be working as a protocol, a betting protocol, which you can then connect any coming from any technologies, being this mobile, being this web, being this metaverse, even games, if you want to. All we need is then APIs. This is actually where we depend a lot of from the community, a lot of APIs from different sports, and we can then um, include in our algorithm, including our code. So you guys have literally any sport available. And this is the also third one, this which is scalability. We have huge scalability in terms of adapting new sports or features.
Great. That sounds very good. Uh, Now, I would like to go back to something you mentioned before, which is in relation to the metaverse, that you can include part of the sport events, and that is the roadmap. Eh,
Yeah.
Obviously, you have all these plans. Do you have any? Can you share with us when do you plan to have the metaverse up and running?
Metaverse until end of this year. Like at
Okay,
least
the end of
people
this year.
can log in, people can get in, people can interact with each other, and there'll be some streaming. By the way, I've heard from the community, people asking me, but it's only English. No, it will be making rooms in the metaverse. If you guys want, we can create subverses for you guys to enjoy in your own language. So you guys can choose the language. You'll be sent to the place where you can guys enjoy Turkish language, Arabic language, Portuguese, English, French, German, whatever language is possible. Um, Increasing the community, and you guys can also vote to adding sports. That's actually depending a lot on the community. Please, on the community on Telegram especially, tell me, hey, we want sport X, we want sumo, we want street boxing, we want chess, for example. So let's make a voting poll, and you guys then decide what will be added.
And when that happens, okay, that's interesting. And when that happens, then someone from your side will be following the different matches in that related sport.
we have two options. That will be our two options. We'll have a separated login for the bookmakers,
Mm-hmm.
which then they place the match.
Okay.
So the rules will be all in the blockchain. Everything will be running as a smart contract. They just create a match. They just create an instance of a Formula One race, for example. It lasts X date, X time, parse the real data from the Formula One organization, of course, in real time. And then it says, okay, the bookmaker creates this instance, and then everything runs autonomously. And when it finishes, he has nothing to do other than waiting for the money to be given to winners and be taken from the losers. Everything will be in smart contract. We're trying to automate the most sensitive steps as possible, putting in the smart contract, because I think this is where we win. This is where SBet makes a difference. That's the difficult part in this betting, in the betting community, to have something you can say, okay, I put my money here, and it will be happening the way it should without me thinking twice. Oh, what if the system crashes? What if the company go bankrupt? That's this is how we intend to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Now, okay. Now I understand much better. Thank you for that, Bruno. Now,
No problem.
talking about the roadmap, you know how the markets are now is a lot depending on market circumstances, on per country, supervisors, and so on. So it's really hard to forecast what's going to happen in 1 year from now, right? But
Yes, correct.
where would you wish to see SBIT in 3 years from now? What's your long term roadmap?
In 3 years, I
In
wish,
three,
realistic
let's make it.
saying, have I wish to have big partners. I think with big partners we are very strong when the hard times come. Like, I mean, for example, if we partner with FIFA or some big partners, NBA, in a sense, not necessarily in the betting context, more in the streaming context. I think it would make much more sense for also for the investors to be able to have the experience uh, to trade NFTs, for example. We also allow the platform then to betting with NFTs, trying to find a way to put that on a smart contract properly. And I think this is the thing. The betting protocol is done in 3 years, and the streaming is going smoothly, and we have good partners. Those 3 points.
Oh, okay. Okay. Great. And here for our viewers, here's what you can actually see the roadmap in which we are right now. That it shows yes that the development, the test and works with the APR partners. And you can go on and see establishing world domination. Okay, that is a that is a good goal. I like that.
In a good sense, in a good sense.
Okay. Now, can we talk a little bit about the tokenomics? You have a pre-sale and then you have the ICO, right?
Yes. Um, the pre-sale was done, was run actually very short, was very simple. The IEO is now running right now, still on that token until Sunday. So guys, you can still buy it. Um, the tokenomics is the 88% is aimed for 8% of the total supply is aimed for you being used in IEO. Even if it's not sold, it will send back to the platforms like we use to sell for the community, of course. 10% is for the team. It is reserved for the team. Then we have 1% for marketing. People want to join us to do marketing. 1% for bounty. 1% for developments. Like everyone come and say, hey, I can contribute with this. I can contribute with that. You get a portion in corresponding in dollars in this bet right now. And that's it. We don't took much for us because I think it's not it's not the goal for me to have like over 50% of the coins of the tokens just for the sake because I'm creating it. No, what I want is to spread that as much as I can so people can use in the sports. You can trade sport goods, you can trade sports NFTs, you can use it like in a correct way. So I avoided having like the conventional way of taking 20-30% of the tokens for the project to have this, to have that. I think this is not the way. I think the way is the community should have as much as possible, and I have these amounts to distribute for the community part, which wants to help to build up. And I think that's it. There is no secret behind it.
Okay. Now, if you don't mind, I would like to share something else now that we're talking about this part. Just give me 1 minute. I'll just share my screen once again. And here, this is for our viewers mainly. You can see I'm right now on the SBetToken.org webpage. You can see in the upper right part, there's a red button that says Bet IEO. Now, if you press on that, it will take you to the LATOKEN page where you can actually start investing. Here, you will see, and I'm putting the page there, that you can have the necessary information about the project. You can see the summary is here. Oh, it has it in several different languages. In
Exactly.
case you're not very eloquent with English, these are the tokenomics that we were talking about, the allocation, and more futures, including team members. Okay. So, as Bruno was saying, the first round was started from the 7th of May to the 29th of May. So if you want to take action, now's your time because this will actually stop on Sunday. And you can see down below is the link to this page that I'm showing you in LATOKEN, latoken.com/io/sbet. Please do visit this page. And once again, if you not have an account in LATOKEN, simply visit latoken.com, open account. You only need one piece of information to upload, and then you'll be able to trade. So please do mark this page and please do visit it. Okay, so that's what I went to mention, and also for our viewers, the rewards that we were talking about. So there was a challenge to come up with the 10 best questions, to come up with a question for SPET. The 10 best ones were selected, and we do have winners. However, we will not make the questions in this occasion due to time. However, we do have the winners, and each winner will receive 11,181 SPET tokens. The winners are featured here by their emails. So if you're watching this and your email is featured there, you are the winner. You will be contacted individually in order to assign you the one of the 11,181 SPET tokens. So this is the list of 10 winners, and the questions we will address them in a separate session. So that was it from that part. So Bruno, very much looking forward to the results of the IEO, which will be ending this week on the 29th of May. With that said, well, do you have any final words for our viewers today?
Um, Final words from my side. Keep strong. Let's join forces. We depend on community, so community is our air. Okay, guys, you are our air, so we need you. You need you. If you like sports, if you like betting, if you like new, like innovative things, we are on the right place. We're just going slow and carefully, so that's why we're not exploding that much right now. We're going very strategically, but guys, keep up, keep it waiting, but waiting for good things.
Thank you very much for that, for those final words. And again, to our viewers, please do visit the websites that was giving throughout this show. It's of your own interest. And if you would like to participate in the project, then please go to latoken.com/IEO/SBet. As shown, you're still on time. And again, if the earlier you participate, the better, the more rewards you would have. Then, Bruno, thank you very much for being with us today. We will see you very soon to address those 10 winners about the questions, and obviously
All right.
those the winners will be given the rewards. So until the next show, thank you very much for being with us, our viewers. We appreciate it, and see you at the next show. Have a great day. Thank you
See
very
you
much,
guys.
Bruno.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye bye.